Now at 5 o'clock, an admitted MS-13 gang member is charged in the killing of a teenager last year on Long Island. The victim's remains were discovered yesterday, buried in East Meadow near the Meadowbrook Parkway.
Cops say at least 5 other MS-13 members were involved in the death of this unidentified teenager, and it was their tips that led to this arrest.
Eyewitness News reporter Stacey Sager is live for us in Nassau County in East Meadow. Stacey?
Well, Diana, this is now the 10th murder here in Nassau County since 2016 due to the gang MS-13. 6 of these 10 victims were buried underground, and their remains weren't found until months later. That was the case here yesterday in East Meadow, and today, another arrest. Prosecutors say his actions were vicious and barbaric. 21-year-old Carlos Benitez-Hernandez with a history of violent crime, including gang assault, weapons charges, and intimidating a witness. But now, murder. Wednesday here in East Meadow, authorities acting on a credible tip, digging up the remains of a male in his late teens who they say was hacked up here a year ago in the same brutal fashion as so many others. A total of 10 different victims now in Nassau County since 2016, falling victim to the gang known as MS-13.
There are multiple factions that are all working, that had been working at that time in the area. So it's kind of spread out between those factions. We've identified up to 5 factions.
In this latest case, 5 in custody who allegedly helped Hernandez, but possibly more.
There are the outstanding members of MS-13 that we have not yet charged on this incident.
As for Hernandez, he was already in federal custody for an immigration issue, so he was just re-arrested. Authorities quick to emphasize that many of the gang's victims are not strangers, instead would-be members who misstep, much like what appears to have happened in this latest case.
That person has been almost lulled in a false sense of security, going into there, smoke marijuana, hang out, have a little meeting. They just don't know on that particular occasion they're marked for death.
Now, one other note on Hernandez, the suspect in this case. Police say that when he committed this murder with his fellow gang members, he was out on parole for those other violent crimes. As for the victim in this case, we're still waiting for a positive ID from authorities.